Hi, this is Beatrice Leonard right here with Chris Radio on the Move, along with Travelers with Disabilities Having Fun. This is summer. Some like it in spring, some like it in the winter, but we have a guest here from South Dakota. See, I love Dakota, Utah, Wyoming, because I love cowboy books, as many of you know that I talk about my books. And so our guest, Dennis Johnson, with Custer Mount Rushmore Campgrounds of America, is our guest today. And Dennis, I want to thank you for joining us.
It's a real pleasure.
I'm thinking I may have missed a word in there. So you want to repeat that long title again?
Yes, it's Custer Mount Rushmore KOA. We're a franchise park within the KOA system of 460 some parks. And we are located just 3 miles west of downtown Custer City in South Dakota, the oldest city in the Black Hills.
Okay. Now, you're talking about the oldest city in the Black Hills. Well, what exactly are those Black Hills?
Oh, they're a fantastic-looking array of mountains. As you approach them basically from any direction, you understand why they call them the Black Hills, because they literally show up black. Of course, the closer you get, the more beautiful they become. It's just a big forest with a lot of history, a lot of background in the cowboy world, which I understand.
My cowboys, yes. I fell in love with Louis L'Amour's characters, the Sacketts. I fell in love with the Sacketts. I just love them. And when I think about the Dakotas and Wyoming and Utah, I always think of my cowboys. KOA, before we really get into why they are such a good franchise, why they are a responsible franchise, and what make them work so well with individuals like you have franchised with them, they have a program that they're very dedicated to regarding children. Would you tell us about that?
Oh, yes, it is. It's called Care Camp. And every spring, most of the parks participate in what we call Come Camp With Us Weekend, and that generates money that we donate to this Care Camp, which is a group of camps that cater to kids with cancer. We just finished our big promo this year on them. I don't know the final numbers, but the last year we generated in excess of $250,000 for these kids to go to camp.
Wonderful.
Enjoy their life. And the camps that they go to are completely staffed with personnel that can handle their health needs and wants and the whole routine. It's really, I've not been fortunate enough to be able to visit one of those camps, but I have seen pictures and talked with people that have, and they're just great.
KOA really needs to be very proud of themselves and their franchisees. And when you think of their camp, I'm thinking of your camping area there with the RVs and with the tents and the cabins. And I want my listeners to know that Dennis and I had a chance, and we were talking, of course, before the program, so we know what we're going to talk about. And then he was telling me about the tents. So before we get to all of my things that I like, tell us a little bit about your campgrounds and what's there.
Okay, this campground is located, I think I stated, 3 miles east of west of down Custer. We are the only KOA in Custer. The park is basically an RV, tent, and cabin campground. People come here to stay because of some of our amenities and our central location to the Black Hills. We have basically 115 sites or so, 50 of which are RV, 50 of which are tent and pop-up camper type sites, and 16 cabins, 7 double rooms and 6 single rooms. The cabins are basic outdoor cabins. They're close to facilities.
When we were talking about the cabins, we're talking about our regular log cabins that we may have seen on Bonanza, because they're really log cabins here?
They are actually log cabins. They're
okay.
Built out of logs and assembled one at a time. They have log-structured beds with mattresses in them. You supply your own bedding, of course. Mattresses are somewhat luxury for that type of camping. It's one step above tents. People love them. We keep them extraordinarily clean, free of as many problems as we can keep them free from, and there's a big demand for these. It's becoming quite popular.
To really get back into it with nature, it's nice to have the tent, but it's something about that cabin. What are you all known for there in the Dakotas? I mean, what are you guys known for in terms of food?
A lot of the exotic. from the buffalo, the elk, of course the venison. They have all that type of cuisine. Several restaurants in town that deal with just about anything that the traveling tourist would like to have, from Pepsi, Coke, to all your beer products, wine, your fine eating, restaurant level, all the way from fast food to sit back, relax, and enjoy wine with your meal. There's no hesitation from entertaining. They have a lot of activities in the area that go along with the food. The monuments in the area, of course, everybody's familiar with Mount Rushmore.
Does Mount Rushmore really get a lot of travelers, tourists, would you say?
They have thousands. That, Crazy Horse Memorial, and the Custer State Park all generate thousands and thousands of visitors a year.
When people go to these parks, like Custer Park, when they go there, what are they looking for, and what do they do?
That's the home of the buffalo. You'll see most of the herds of buffalo in the Custer State Park. In fact, I was driving down the road one day and crossing a bridge when a herd came down walk right down the middle of the road, probably 300 of them.
Oh, get out.
And you just stop. You stop, you don't irritate them, you let them go by, and hope that they don't decide to pick your car up and flip it.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, the part that I think is so cool when you and I were talking, I asked, who's coming there to those parks? And you said such a beautiful word. You said the baby boomers. What are we baby boomers doing out there?
Enjoying life. I'm telling you, I see a lot of baby boomers come into this park with their motorhomes, and a lot of them on motorcycles.
When someone is thinking about camping, what type of preparations do you suggest that people make when they decide to do something like this for the first time?
You know, that's a very good question. We get a lot of people, and you'd be surprised the age groups that they're coming in on. Bracketing you were talking about was 40s and 50s. We're getting a lot of people in that bracketing that are camping for the first time. They'll be in with their tents or the pop-up trailers, the little tag-alongs. You want to make sure you have your basic needs. You have to have sleeping gear. Just about anywhere you go today, there's always a store, so you can always supply yourself with your essentials. You carry what you need. Make sure your clothing is with you, your medications, your personal daily use items. It's always good to have some water on board. Everybody needs water, a little bit of food. There's various levels of camping. You can get, even with a pop-up or a tag-along, in full pull-through sites, or you can get boondock camping.
My question, what about sleeping bags? Are those still workable?
That's probably the main item to have. I would probably recommend sleeping bags. They have them in all weather temperatures. Plan on the temperature, the average temperature of the area you're going into, and have a sleeping bag that will coordinate with that temperature. We have people come in here early spring that actually pitch a tent, crawl in their sleeping bag, and wake up the snow cover.
Oh,
and
great.
Enjoy it. Great, Dennis. Your sleeping bag is your important item. You want to stay warm. You need to stay warm. And that does the job. You can get sleeping bags in all different weights and measures and price ranges to go along with any tent style you want to get into, or tag-along trailer. It's just a wide array. One or two individuals envision in their quest for the out-of-doors.
Dennis, stay right there. I want to thank you so much for being with us today. Don't hang up, Dennis. And I just want to remind all of my listeners, I think this is going to really be a fun thing. If you really got a chance and you really want to get out there with nature and look at the buffaloes and stuff, let's just check this out. And when we get a chance to get there to film this, of course, we're going to share it with everyone. I want to thank all of you for being with me today. I want to thank my engineer, Brian Hawkins, for keeping us on the air so we were able to talk about Dennis today. If you have any ideas or suggestions, please feel free. Why not email us here at, now this is really cool. Check out this new email address, twdhf@twdhf.com. Come on, it doesn't get any easier than that. This is Beatrice Leonard signing out right now. I want everyone to have a marvelous and wonderful travel experience. Thank you.